Bring the false dragon.
Why is this man chained? Gentle as he is, he poses no threat. Lo que no habla. Do you know why you're here?
Do you know what they say about you? I said this tower. That you are weak. Weaker than you have ever been. 100 years ago, if a man stood up and said he was going to the White Tower to throw the Amerlin seat from her throne, no one would follow. They'll kill me for even suggesting it. But when I said I was coming for you, I had an army at my back within the year. And even your little parade showing off your prize. You know what people will remember? They will remember that one man fought against 9 women, 9 mighty Aes Sedai. And that I still staked that green bitch to the wall.
Aqui para conversar pouquinho mais sobre o Roda do Tempo, Rosamund Pike e também Alvaro Morte. Hello, hello! Welcome to CCXP.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. Hola, hola. Hopefully next time, both of you can come to Brazil and maybe premiere the 2nd season, okay?
Yeah, I would love that. I've never been to Brazil. Not? It's always somewhere I've wanted to go to.
Oh, amazing.
This is the first time that the Wheel of Time saga is adapted for TV, and knowing that the book series has gathered millions of fans around the world since the first volume was published, how does it feel to star in such an anticipated production?
Well, you know, the Wheel of Time fan base has become actually a great ally for all of us. You know, I think we started off feeling intimidated by the massive readership of the books. And now we realize that they're on our side, they're firmly on our side, and they're just so appreciative of the fact that this series that they've loved for years, that's almost been like a religion, is suddenly going to be part of the culture for many, many people worldwide. And we've actually been very moved by the reactions to the trailers, the way that they've been dissected. And so as an actor, you know, there's so much goes into the making of any film, any series. And, you know, you always know or assume that, you know, people are only going to get a fraction of the detail that you've put into something. And in this case, I think every second is going to be analyzed by this passionate fan base.
Yeah, it's like a huge responsibility, you know. It's like when you make all the kind of project, you always have this responsibility that's connected to yourself, to your work, to what would you do in the shooting set. But now that you have all these fandom all around the world, it's like that responsibility gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But as Rosamund said, we just made it with love and trying to do our best with the respect to the saga. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna like it. So I'm so excited and nervous for the reaction that have been kind of good and people is kind of very happy with the show. So very happy with it.
Nice, very nice. Well, let's talk a little bit about the characters. Rosamund, your character, Moraine, is both a guiding beacon for those who aren't familiar with the saga, and the one fans are dying to see, right? How do you manage to balance these expectations and also introduce it to the old school fans and newcomers?
I think one of the things is, for me it's interesting because I haven't played a character over this amount of time before. I haven't done a long-form television series ever. So, the idea that I don't have to, I can hold things back. I can hold things back for a whole season if I want to. I now know that we've been picked up for season 2, so I've got time. I don't have to reveal all her secrets straight away. And that's a luxury for me, to know that Moraine is a character who holds very few people close. She's not good at intimacy. She prefers to be a kind of lone wolf, although she has her warder, who's played by Daniel Henney, Lan, and that's a very, very close bond, but it's professional. It's a very, very close professional bond of loyalty, love, and friendship. But in terms of her real private life, we know very little about it. I think way.
I see. Well, Alvaro, your character is surrounded by mystery and has an intriguing background. What is the biggest challenge in playing someone as Logain Abrar?
Well, this challenge, is like I was, that I jumped into the series like in just a few days. I made the audition and they just called me, hey, Logan is going to be you, so come here around Prague and let's begin shooting like this. So I didn't have the time to read the books, to prepare the character as I used to do, like a lot of research and stuff. So to jump into that ocean, which is the saga, with a cloth in the eye, was kind of a huge challenge. But I was holding Ray Judkins' hands, who's a showrunner, who's done an amazing work. I was holding also the hand of these people who we have in the set, who are experts in the saga. So they don't allow you to do anything which is not in the books. So you are kind of controlled, you are guide. They were our warders actually in the in the set, and for me, there was a decision that I made talking with one of these girls, one of these experts, because Logan is this kind of messiah with an army behind him, and if you read the books, it could be a character, like taken out from the Matrix world. He's always dressed in black. He's a cool guy, elegant, cold. But for me, that was just kind of the wrap of the character, And I was so interested in knowing what is happening inside that shell, right? But of course, it was a huge challenge, and I love challenges. So that was a decision and the biggest challenge.
And Rosamund, your character uses her powers by moving her hands. How did you come up with those battle choreographies? And did you act like imagining what's happening, like thinking about CGI in the future, how it's gonna end?
Yes, with the channeling, I think I felt that was one of the things that drew me to the character. I thought I had a really interesting opportunity because of the way Robert Jordan, who wrote the books, writes about the One Power and the use of it. He describes it very much like a drug, like a narcotic drug, that people are born with the ability to channel it and the feeling of it. It fills your veins. It's not like something that you can just sort of have at the tips of your fingers. It's something that passes through you. It's like the entire elemental force of the universe passing through your body. And it's delicious and intoxicating and like a narcotic, but the risk is that if you can't learn to control it, it will overpower you and it will sort of burn you from the inside out. So I read all this and I thought, okay, so I can't just rely on visual effects for this. That would not be interesting. I need to feel the cost of using this power. This is really interesting what he's describing. This has I think that any massive physical feat, whether it's sport, whether it's, singing like a level of an opera singer or, performing anything at a very high level, what is the cost on the body? That's always my question. And I wanted to see what the cost of calling down a lightning strike is. Where does that sit in the body? So you say, was I thinking about the effects? Yes, definitely. And I'm trying to feel that I'm physically wrangling something, that there's a weight, to the arm movements, that there's a feeling that you're bringing something in to you and through you. And that's just how Moraine expresses it. I think the beauty of the One Power is that every woman will express it in a different way, and there's room for that in this series. I just went with the direction that interested me.
Mm-hmm. And I can say that looks fantastic on the screen. And now we have one last hoop for you guys to jump through. We'd like you to answer these questions from the top of your head. Don't put too much thought into it, okay?
Okay.
If you could take one personal object to help your characters in their adventures through the world of the wheel, what object would you pick? Rosamund, you can start, please.
Is a horse an object? Can I have a horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A horse? Yeah. I'll have a horse.
I would give Logain an iPhone. I'll give an iPhone because you can.
He's one
you
step
can use
ahead.
Google Maps
He's one
to
step
guide him.
ahead, you see.
Yeah, yeah. You can use Google Maps to see where you're going through your path and take maybe a selfie with your army of Galdanians and there's a lot of time in White Tower when you are captured and many hours there, so you can use it to connect to Amazon Prime Video and watch The Wheel of Time.
You have a point. I have to let you guys go, but you have a huge fan base here in Brazil, both of you. So to end this, do you want to say anything to your Brazilian fans that are watching here at CCXP?
One day. I've been dreaming of Brazil for years. One day, soon, I hope, I will come.
Yeah, me too. I would love to. I would love to. So I love that country, the music, the food, the people. So I'm really wishing to go there as well. So a big kiss and hug for all of them.
Oh, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and you're welcome to come to Brazil anytime you want.
Thank you. Obrigado. Muito obrigado.
Thank you.